we're working with today is a chuck roast, and if you know anything about chuck roast, it's pretty cheap. It's full of marbling, as you can see, and if you've got some time to put into it and can cook it for a few hours, it really turns out pretty good, especially when you smoke it. And that's what we'll be doing today. I've got just a couple of simple ingredients that we're going to put on it here. This is a rub that I made with equal parts of salt, pepper, and garlic. This is about a half of a cup of beef broth that I whisked, I think maybe a tablespoon or so of barbecue sauce into, and I'm going to inject it with that. I've just got a little cheap injector here, and I'm going to first, before I put any rub or anything on it, I'm going to inject it with this just to give it some extra flavor and make sure that it turns out pretty juicy. Just start on the sides and hit it with a little of this. Do a little down in the top. And that should be good. I'm just going to put a little yellow mustard on here for a binder. Actually, with that broth coming out of it, probably don't even need this, but I just want something for my rub to stick to. You can use anything that you like to use. Rub it down with that pretty good, and just start hitting it with this rub that I made. If you've got a different rub that you like on beef, then by all means use that. You can do anything you want. I just like salt, pepper, and garlic basically on mine. That's what I cook on my steaks most of the time, and anything beef really that I cook. Just coat that pretty good, and then I'll flip it over here and do the other side just the same. Don't take a lot, just enough to put a little moisture on there and something for the rub to stick to is all. And I'm going to try to make sure I get a little bit of this rub on the edges of the meat. The way it's flavored evenly all the way around. And the grill is already getting ready out there. It should be just about ready to go by the time we get this done. Alright, and I'll just finish putting the rest of this on here. I don't want to waste any. We'll just let that set up a few minutes and I'll put it on the grill. This charcoal is good and hot. I just lit a little bit to go on top here, and I'm going to dump it on there. And I actually got a couple pieces. I think this is white oak. I'm just going to lay right here on top of this for a little bit of smoke, and I'll lay this one down here. Go ahead and throw our grate back on. Let it get up to temperature here for just a few minutes. We want to be around 220 degrees, 225, maybe as high as 250 or something. It's pretty cold out here today. I think it's in the mid 30s. Not super cold, but it's a cooler day, and I think we'll be okay. I'm going to put the lid on, and this top vent, I'll start out by opening it up about a quarter or a third of the way, and we'll go from there. Hooked up my little ThermoPro thermometer so that I can monitor not only the internal temperature of the chuck roast, but the temperature down here on the grate near the roast as it cooks. We'll shoot for 225, 250 in the neighborhood. As long as it stays down under 275, I'm fine. I'll take this little one inside with me, and I'll be able to monitor the grill temp as well as the internal temperature of the meat. And as you can see, where I had the lid off, let all my heat out. It'll warm back up here pretty quick though, and 43.2 degrees on the meat, so we've got a long ways to go. I anticipate a few hours, maybe 4 or 5 hours or so. We'll see where we're at that time. They're just thankful we're eating beef tonight and not pork. We're a little over 2.5 hours in, and the temp on this chuck roast is, I think, right around 160 or maybe just under. I think I'm going to go ahead and wrap it at this time, and hopefully maybe a couple or some more hours we'll be ready to eat. I'm going to go ahead and try to pull this probe out. I thought I would use something to keep me from getting burned. I think I can do it this way. Just lay that over to the side for the time being. Got some aluminum foil here. A lot of juice and stuff starting to come out of it, so go ahead and wrap it good here. Pardon Ralph in the background, he's barking at the chickens. Try to get this probe back in here without getting burned and shut this flame down before it gets out of hand. Should be good right there. Put this lid back on here to let the flame die down. I'll start by just drizzling a little bit of extra virgin olive oil on each one of these, and I'm going to rub it all over, because what this will do is this will help the skin get nice and crispy. After I do that, I'm just going to hit them with a little bit of salt each, and we'll put these directly on the oven rack on 400 degrees. Probably take about an hour or so usually to get these done. So these guys are ready for the oven. I'll go ahead and put them in. I just came out here and put the beans on. Still got plenty of charcoal left, and I don't think it'll be much longer. We're just a little bit under 4 hours, so this was a pretty small chuck roast, so I don't think we'll be much longer. It'll be ready to eat. I'm gonna put the lid back on here, and probably within the hour. Folks, we went ahead and pulled it off the grill. It come up to temp. Let it sit and rest for the better part of an hour. So I'm going to go ahead and start slicing it up, and we're going to eat it with some baked potatoes and some baked beans. This is the finished product. I'm going to go ahead and try a bite of it. It's very tender, and it's juicy, very flavorful. Got a good smoke flavor to it. It's sort of simple with just the salt, pepper, and garlic. This is actually really good, and this is one of the cheapest cuts of meat that they had at our grocery store that we go to this weekend. It was actually on sale, but even when it's not on sale, chuck roast is generally a cheap cut of meat. So you can buy this and really have some good barbecue and not have to spend a lot of money. Top that off with just a little bit of Colby Jack cheese. Folks, that's going to do it for this video. If you're new to using a charcoal grill to smoke with, I'll link to a video that I made a while back that will teach you step-by-step how to set up your grill for smoking. It'll be in the description below. I'll also link to a course I've got called Charcoal Grilling 101. I hope you enjoyed the video. Watch some more of them. Subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll catch you in the next one. God bless you all.